The 2026 FIFA World Cup kicks off in just a couple of weeks. And like I've been telling you, it's a slow motion train wreck. But you're not hearing about most of it because the narrative control on this thing is insane. You're getting headlines about Pochettino's squad selection and celebrating Ronaldo making Portugal's squad and Neymar being on Brazil's side. But you're not getting the actual stories. So I'm going to give you the entire parade of horribles about this World Cup. But first, I've got to say it. Arsenal, Premier League champs. I'm not making this video about Arsenal, but I get exactly a minute to be obnoxious about it on this channel, and then we'll get to the World Cup stuff. But right now, the Premier League is red, North London forever, and Arsenal still has a chance to win the Champions League against PSG in Budapest. So let me have my moment, just for a second. All right, moment over. Because the rest of the soccer news this week is one of the most quietly catastrophic stories in modern sports. And it's got so many layers on it, and we've been covering all of these layers on this channel for a while. And so what I'm going to do is give you a quick rundown of a ton of different stories about why FIFA is about to host the most embarrassing sporting event in American history. First, a couple of weeks out, FIFA still doesn't have a broadcast deal with India or China, the two largest media markets on the planet. India alone has 85 million football fans. FIFA is demanding $100 million from India. Reliance offered 20. FIFA has now flown executives to New Delhi to beg them to meet at 60. Just a couple of weeks until kickoff from the largest sporting event in the world. Then we move to the tickets. The Economist did the math this week, and the cheapest seat at the final at MetLife Stadium is set at over $6,000. Demand has cratered. Resale prices are tumbling. FIFA has that surge pricing model, which they imported from Ticketmaster. And that surge pricing is collapsing in real time because no one in the United States is willing to pay the equivalent of your mortgage payment to watch a soccer match. Hell, Trump himself told the New York Post last month that even he wouldn't pay $1,000 to attend the US opener. Then his hand-picked World Cup czar, Andrew Giuliani, Rudy's son, the failed gubernatorial candidate, the failed pro golfer, went out and told the media the market will dictate the price. Even Trump's own World Cup chief had to publicly contradict his boss. And Giuliani said this: if I'm the story of the World Cup, then the World Cup has not gone well. You're the story, dude. It hasn't gone well. Then the hotels. We are learning that FIFA is canceling tens of thousands of reserved rooms across the US in host cities, and we learned this in the last month or so. Hotel operators have told reporters that anti-American sentiment over Trump's immigration crackdowns and his war with Iran is keeping international fans at home. Tourists aren't booking. These cities were promised an economic boost of a generation, and they're getting empty rooms and angry concierge. Yet Trump is parading around this whole second term saying that he's going to put fans in the seats. Yet the fans aren't coming. Hell, the head of German football, Bernd Neuendorf, he has told reporters that he is worried about the tournament being a success. Scary. Then 4, you've got the Pride match. June 26th in Seattle, and I love it. It is absolute poetry. It features Iran versus Egypt. And the match was designated before the teams were selected, and it was designated as a Pride match by Seattle's organizing committee. Rainbow art installations, and they're going to tie it all into the Stonewall anniversary. It's going to be a touching game. And of course, Iran's Football Federation responded with 10 demands to FIFA. And their first demand: only officially recognized national flags inside stadiums. AKA, no pride flags in Seattle, no pride flags for the anniversary of Stonewall. And by the way, Iran, homosexuality is punishable by death there. Wants us to ignore pride. Now look, Iran, I hate that our president bombed you and bombed your country to distract from his alleged abuse of children. But that doesn't excuse the fact that your human rights record is effing terrible. I can't wait to see every seat with a rainbow flag in it. Then, another story, just to make it clear who FIFA likes. They've also banned the pre-revolutionary Iranian flag. You know, the lion and the sun flag, which is the flag of Iranian dissidents who fled this terrible regime. So FIFA is letting Iran dictate who is allowed to fly which flag, while also disallowing the symbol of the people who escaped from Iran. Global unity. Am I right? And that brings me to Ebola. Yep, Ebola, that disease, it's back. The Democratic Republic of Congo, they qualified for the World Cup, and their team is going to be based in Houston. Their opener, June 17th, against Portugal. And in the DRC and in Uganda, there is an Ebola outbreak. 80 deaths. An American doctor in the DRC just tested positive last weekend. The CDC has issued a 30-day travel restriction for non-US passport holders coming from the DRC, Uganda, or even South Sudan. And that restriction expires the day before the DRC opener. But to me, the biggest concern here is the fact that the Trump regime has gutted the CDC. And as we've been reporting on any of the virus outbreaks, our country is not at all prepared for an outbreak. And yet we have Ebola in the DRC, and they are coming here to play in the World Cup. And we're not prepared if something bad happens with Ebola. And then the whales. I didn't think I'd be talking about whales. Love whales. But here we are. Dallas, technically a city who's not even hosting a single match because the match is going to be in Arlington, has let FIFA and a development group paint over an iconic Wyland whale mural on the side of the old Texas Utilities building. And if you're not familiar, Wyland is one of the most beloved marine conservation artists in the country. And he painted this mural, one of his whaling walls, in 1999 as a gift. Conservation, ocean awareness, the message that we all live downstream from each other. And when asked, Wyland told reporters that he was never asked, that the city's claim that they reached out was a lie with a capital L. And now Wyland is threatening a federal lawsuit under the Visual Artists' Rights Act. And in their defense, the city of Dallas is saying that the replacement mural at least won't be an ad. We'll see about that. Right now, all we see is a giant blue rectangle where there used to be beautiful paintings of whales and a press release that says, hey, don't worry about it. We're not going to advertise anything on this. I mean, I guess FIFA now hates whales too. Look, this World Cup is going to be remembered as the moment that FIFA's growth at all cost strategy and the Trump administration's fail on every level but call it a win policy met and showered each other with awards. Empty hotels, no TV deals in the biggest markets, a pride match without any pride, an Ebola outbreak with a gutted CDC, and a blue rectangle where the whales used to be. And by the way, the Peace Prize, the FIFA Peace Prize, is in the same building as the War Room. If you wrote this as a screenplay, nobody would buy it. But I'll leave you with this. North London forever. Leave me a comment. I want to feel all of your hatred for Arsenal, especially you Man City fans.